I mean, Waffle House is good, so I mean, I don't know, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. This dude was just in there just causing all the ruckus. Of course, it's a weekend. It was like two something in the morning. I'm like,
Oh,
dude, just leave. They want you to leave. Just leave. Nah. They're like, man, don't take it there. No, we gonna take it there. I'm like, oh
oh man.
god. All right. And then ended up cuffing him. He started going, wow. After he was cuffed, like just skinned his knee on the ground, humping the ground,
No,
kicked
man.
uh kicked the officer. It was bad. I'm like, man, come on, dude. All you had to do was just leave. Like the people that told him to leave. He just wouldn't do it.
Was he
Wait,
intoxicated?
Highly.
God,
mm.
okay.
Wait, which Waffle
So
House?
in Huntersville
Which
on
one? The one?
Statesville Road.
What?
Right
I
by
go,
you,
yo,
right by you.
yo, I go to that Waffle House, so I can't believe that.
Yeah, the one right across the street from Hardee's and whatever.
Yeah, wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. This dude was so out of it. Had him cuffed, had him I ended up putting him in my car. I ended up transporting him. And he was sitting there and said, hey man, what did I blow? I said,
Going
I said,
on.
what? He said, what did I blow? I'm like,
Uh,
dude, you didn't blow. Well, why am I in here?
What's wrong with him?
This dude thought he was on a traffic stop and he blew and was getting a DWI.
nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
he
didn't
been gone.
even I didn't even know where his car was. He was standing
Yeah,
in the inside the Waffle House when we got up on him. We're like,
Oh
yo,
boy.
mm. Yeah, he was out of it.
He been
very
gone.
much so.
Yeah, he was out of it.
Wow, man. All right, brothers. I'm glad we back on here. Y'all can hear me? Y'all got me? Y'all
Yeah,
clear?
yeah, we hear you.
We got
I'm
you.
glad
So,
on here,
We
man.
got
Another
you.
all right.
conversation.
So remember, I told you guys last time I got a surprise for y'all this time, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Okay. Well, we're live on Facebook and YouTube right now.
So I was looking at the thing said this recording is live. So yeah. So I don't know. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
Yeah. For everybody that's out there, I've been wanting to, get this together for a while. So this is the second episode of the Men's Power Hour of Resemble Church. We will cover a lot of topics that that we have off the top of our head. We will, as we go, we will get a slightly more structured, but for the most part, this isn't scripted. So, welcome everybody. Please, if you are new, hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. And then also interact with us in the chat because we will see it live and we would like to display anything that you say and address whatever it is that you guys want to chime in with live here on YouTube and Facebook. So, hey, all right, let's do it.
Yes, sir.
So if somebody has something to say, they could say something we can see it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah, our last conversation was pretty deep, man. We went in, we dived in on some heavy topics, and I think
Indeed.
off one of the things we wanted to get was marriage.
Mm.
Talking about all three of us on here are married, so you know.
Oh yeah.
Getting down into the nitty gritty on marriage, talking about love and just our ideal of marriage and what we've learned so far. My take on it is marriage is a mirror. It's a mirror, man, and you being married, instead of pointing the finger at your spouse, you see a lot of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of you mainly see yourself, man. You see a lot of things that you could improve on, or but it's just a matter of learning. It's a growth, it's a journey, it's a ladder, if you will. and you got to keep climbing. So, I mean, what's y'all take, man? How y'all feel about what you've learned so far? What what you got out of it? Go ahead, see.
Love is not an emotion.
Yeah.
It's a system of choices. Because I say that like, man, I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like going to sleep, but you do it because you love the person, right? You make the choice to make that person's life a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
And love is taking yourself, your feelings, your whatever out of it and just doing what's best for the whole.
And
that's hard to do.
Yeah.
That is so hard to do.
Yeah.
It's so hard to go from like, well, it's just me. I don't feel like I got this whole other human being that has feelings and thoughts of her own. I'm like, who got time for that?
This is what you signed up for.
Yeah, you signed up for it, and that's another thing. Like we all told, like, hey, get married, have kids, get married, have kids. But who's really do we really get taught about being taught to be a good spouse? Nobody teaches you that. Nobody teaches you to be a spouse. You just sit there and just grumble through it. And it's for those of us that stay in it. It is a journey. It is very difficult.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to lead off with love is not an emotion. Like people confuse infatuation. But when that wears off, that person is still there. Now what you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's hard work. One thing I'll lead off with is, I never really, I just assumed it would work itself out. And, you see it on TV with the Huxtables and, the TV shows that you watch, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. But yeah, you don't see the other side of it. And, it was definitely an eye opener, with what I experienced. And it was definitely something. So, but everything's good. It's just, you just didn't realize how much work it is.
Real quick, you said the Huxtables. Have y'all noticed that those shows are few and far between now?
Oh, yeah.
Like there's no family unit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, all the sitcoms are based around it, especially the black sitcoms. You had the Cosby Show, My Wife and Kids,
Family Matters.
Yeah, Family Matters, the D.L. Hughley Show.
But the key word is had.
Yeah.
The key word is had. Those shows, 80s and 90s, they're not even pushing families out over the air. Isn't that weird?
Well, Blackish was probably the most recent one, and that one was pretty good.
I didn't watch that show because I don't trust Anthony Anderson.
Man,
I don't think he's funny.
It's actually pretty good.
I've heard it was good.
Yeah. If you get a chance, definitely take a look at that one. That one's
yeah. You got a lot of seasons to go through, but it's a pretty dope show, man.
Well, I mean, one thing about it is they do show some of the true natures of marriage. I will say they're one show that actually kind of shows. They get to I forget what season it was, but they get into the hard part of marriage sometimes. So yeah, that one's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for
it. Yeah, that's this dude is a trip, man. Yeah, one of the first things I've learned in marriage, especially in initial stages, is you're so used to watching, like we were talking about, those sitcoms, those shows, that you kind of go into marriage with this mindset that that's what I want my marriage to look like this, and I want my marriage to resemble this, that, and the third. That they are actors, they are paid actors, and following a script most of the time. And the reality sets in that, okay, your marriage may not be like that. Right. Okay. Right. But you'll begin to come into the dynamic of your marriage. And as you and your spouse begin to build, you begin to see that, okay, we got our own thing going. Let's build it the way we feel led to, lead and guide and move through this. And that's just the reality of it. There's no handbook. There's no there's no guideline. We
No,
can you can get
no.
marriage counseling, pre-marriage counseling, different things like that to help.
Ain't no warranties.
Yeah, I used to help
Oh shoot!
you, man. That's about it. You got to kind of grow, learn as you grow, and like I said, spend more time looking at you. What can I improve?
Yeah,
What can I do better at? Um,
absolutely.
you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I think it's one thing I'm learning to try to implement as much as I can, or as much as I'm cognizant of, is maybe having like check-ins every so often with my wife, like, hey, like a report card, like, hey, how am I doing? Is there anything that you need from me that I can try to provide for you? Is there somewhere that I could be better at? And then
That's
same.
good.
So saying, and I'm like I said, I'm trying to get to a place where I cognizant, because you fall into routine a lot, where you just go through the day to day, the kids and whatnot, and you just totally forget that it's more than just the family unit, and the in my case the six of us. It is the two of us as well. So it's like trying to juggle that
Mm-hmm.
dynamic, quite often. And I'm not gonna say by any stretch of the imagination I'm the 100% best husband, but
right.
I try.
No, totally fine.
That's the big thing I learned. It's like I wake up every day and I try.
Yeah, yeah. I
Salute
think
to you for that.
men, I think as men, we gotta slow down, man, and learn to enjoy the moment, learn to enjoy what God has blessed us with,
Hmm.
and pat ourselves on the back a little bit. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to pat yourself on the back, and especially if you're a husband that is striving to be a great husband and a great father and a great leader to your family, and you're keeping God first. I think it's all right to pat yourself on the back a little bit and say, "Hey, man, you're doing a good job with the help of God, man." And keep striving. We celebrate the small victories, the small win enough. You know what I'm saying? It has to be this major thing that we've accomplished before we celebrate. It's like, nah, slow down a little bit, take a breather, enjoy the now. Enjoy the
Yeah.
now. We talk a lot about the future,
Yeah.
especially in today's society. We speak a lot of future, and that's cool. But I think we
Mm-hmm.
need to celebrate some things in our now too. I really do. You know?
No, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, so we just celebrated May 20th. We got married 2014. So yeah, May 20th, 2014 made was it 9 years?
Yeah.
9. Yep.
Yeah, 9 years. And one thing I can say is it's so funny, because I think back on certain times that looking at my parents, and
Yeah.
and watching my dad do things, and it's like, man, what's he talking about? Well,
Yeah.
and it's so funny. I get into those situations now, and it clicks, and it's like, oh, all right, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, gotcha, okay. It's a full circle moment. It's so crazy to me, like, just for that to happen, and
Yeah.
and then seeing how my mom and dad were, and it was just like, there's certain things where you're like, yeah, I want to take that. You always grew up and said, I want to do that in my marriage. I want to do this. I want to do that. And one thing that we have to take into account is the for me, I grew up on a lot of Black sitcoms, so I mean, yes, I had a preconceived notion of what marriage was going to be like. But then one thing I didn't
Mm-hmm.
understand was, when I got with this person and we did get married, that she has a view of marriage on her own as well.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's to be respected, because she has an idea of how she would want it to go. You have an idea of how you want it to go, and I guess you guys, come together, get like somewhat of a compromise, and that's equal for both parties essentially. And they say, what's the saying? Happy wife, happy life. I
Yeah.
used to say that for a while, but then I thought about it and I was like, well, that's dumb, because it's two of us in it. So happy spouse, happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's kind of morphed a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I'm stealing that.
I think we need to normalize that. You know,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
our society, we have normalized, like you said, happy wife, happy life, and it all depends on the era too. You know, and that
Yeah.
really came about during a time where, you know, it was, you know, it's, I guess it's all, even on a wedding day, that
Mm.
is, wedding is mainly for the wedding is mainly for the bride. You know, a lot of men could, you know, we'd be like, all right, man, listen, we could go over here to the park.
Yeah.
We don't need a whole lavish wedding, and you know, our idea is paying a bunch of money for people to come eat.
Going
Right.
into wild debt
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
for what? For the show.
Well,
That's a
yeah.
whole nother, and
So
that's
it's
a
for,
whole other thing is the show.
yeah. It's so, but it's for the wife and for your guests that you invite.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like after everyone leaves, after the honeymoon stage, and it's just us,
Mm-hmm.
how we get through this.
Well,
Yep.
part of me, I also went through a phase where after getting married, it was like, whoa, time out. I'm responsible for this other person.
Mm,
Yep.
That's really when the weight set in. I was like, hold on, time out. Like that's when after you sign and you're like, all right, we're married. Yes, awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. About a day or two later, it's like, wait,
Wait, wait a minute.
time out.
You're considering a whole nother human being, which you you kind of know you are, but
Yeah.
you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's a lot of benefits to it as well. Because I mean, you get to know this
For
person for
real?
yeah, yeah. If nobody knew that, there are benefits to it, and it's like you get to know this person, through and through. Like if you guys put in at least a marginal amount of work, enough to where you guys really know each other compared to your friends or other family members and whatnot. And then also, one other thing that I learned being married was, you're gonna ask for advice from other people, but don't take any of it. Like that was the reality of it.
Yeah.
Everybody can say
Yeah.
whatever, but it's like don't take any of it. Whatever fits between
Yeah.
you and your wife, that fits you and your wife. Like what
Yes.
anybody else says is a moot point.
It's like
Yeah, man.
keys and doors, man. One key don't unlock all the doors.
Right.
Absolutely. And knowing who to keep out your, you know, your marriage, you know, keeping people out, like
Everybody.
keep everybody out, because
Keep
if
everybody out of it.
you run into somebody because y'all have a disagreement or whatever, and then once that disagreement is over and you and that spouse done made up, those individuals are still looking at that spouse sideways, like,
Yeah.
you know. So it just it's healthy to keep
Create all the
this.
friction.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. You cannot. Yeah,
And
you cannot.
feelings can't be trusted. Our
Mm-mm.
feelings cannot be trusted.
No,
And plus, they're
So
temporary.
no,
it'll lie to you, man.
no, no,
Lie.
no, no. Facts versus feelings. No, no, no. Feelings will lead you astray. Follow your heart, and you better not
Yeah,
follow your heart. Your heart is stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's it. You know, it's sick. It's wicked. You know, it's polluted.
Like, what wisdom comes from the heart? Show
Come on,
me.
come on, man.
Ain't no, don't no wisdom come from the heart, man. Oh, I love them so much, but your eye is black. That
Mm.
ain't right.
Yeah,
You weren't born that way.
this dude is a.
Got the raccoon eyes.
Yeah. And then, you know what pains me so much in my job?
What was that?
Going into these houses, people crying, holding their eye, like he hit me and this, that, and the other. You get everything sorted out. Whoever needs to go to jail goes to jail.
Mm.
Court comes. They don't show up. Case dismissed. Get
Mm.
another call out to the house. Same two people. Have we not learned?
Wow, man. Wow. How often do you guys get, let's say how often do you get a domestic call? Like, I
A
guess
lot.
doing a lot.
A lot.
Mm.
A lot.
Man.
Wow.
I can't put a number on it. A lot.
Hmm.
At one time, I pulled all my reports, and this was a couple years ago. I did it. So in like 5 years, about 20 to 25% of all my reports were domestic.
Mm.
All of
Man.
them. So, yeah.
Do you ever have an opportunity to just cool them down while you're talking to them, and no one has to go to jail, or
Well, yes, if we catch them before fish fly, and they be arguing over the stupidest things. I'm like, I get it. Marriage can be petty. It's like, I don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Go in the room. Go watch a game. Go that way. You go that way.
Yeah.
Go do something.
Go take a time out.
Over dishes. Like,
Yeah.
dishes? I'm here for dishes?
But you know that's not necessarily what they're arguing about. Whatever it is,
I know it's not. I know there are underlying causes, but I ain't paid to do that deep.
Oh shoot.
We talking North Carolina general statutes, and we out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, why is it always an underlining issue? Why is it hard to speak the truth in what we feel?
Mm.
Why is it so difficult to do? To tell the truth about what the problem is, whatever that situation looks like. So if I'm dealing with something, why is it hard for me as a man to feel comfortable enough to speak exactly what I feel?
Because we were brought up not to. We were told shut up.
Or
by everybody.
Or it was a feminine trait to have feelings like that.
And that's why they told us shut up.
Yeah.
So I'm one of the world's worst talking about feelings, because why? I wasn't allowed to before. I don't want to now. I'm 40 now. You want me to start doing that now?
Mm.
Wow.
I wasn't allowed to before.
Yeah.
You are to be seen, not heard. I've been told that.
Mm.
So yeah, if we don't, we've not been able to practice that. So when it comes time to share our feelings, we're sitting there like, I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
Next. No, it's the sharing of feelings and deep thought is not fostered. One, because it ends up thrown back in your face.
Yeah.
Who wants that? And like, oh, you acting like a girl. Like, how? Like, feelings are not gender specific.
Right.
So in a way, we end up feeling invisible, worthless, powerless.
In a way, yes. And that goes back to what we talked about before, the disrespect.
Wow, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy that when you're just dating the person, you have all these other conversations,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's not until either you're married or right before you get married you start talking about the little things about, hey, how were you brought up, and how are you feel, and what do you feel about XYZ. It's before the conversation is, hey, you want to go see a movie? What's your favorite food? What do you want to eat? What's your favorite color?
Stop right there. All those questions you asked, what was missing from them? Or out of all your questions? Feelings.
Yeah.
I can tell you my favorite color. I don't have to dig deep for that.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
have to feel to answer that.
My favorite food don't make me shed a tear.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be crying over no beef and broccoli. I don't have to dig that deep.
Right.
That's easy.
Right.
Wow, man. And so it's hard. It's hard for men to dig deep,
Yes.
uncover, um,
Yes.
get underneath the surface of an issue, or hey, this is why I respond the way I do. This is why I react the way I do, because I feel this.
Yeah.
Because as a man, you always trying to keep this shell. You're always trying to keep this. I'm hardcore. I'm strong, and so I think we
Yes.
have to normalize that even when you begin to uncover, when you begin to dig deep, when you begin to talk about what you feel, how you feel, it's not a sign of weakness. It's actually strength. And I believe that we can break a lot of stuff off of, man, I got a son, I got daughters, right? And so
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that I believe there's a lot of stuff that they won't have to experience if as a man I'm able to speak to those areas within myself, and then they begin to see a side of daddy that, okay, my dad was a strong man, and he showed his strength even when he cried. He showed his strength even when he talked about subjects or conversations or topics that it hurt him.
It was uncomfortable. Yeah.
It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he was able to talk about those things and uncover, get down to the root of it. We don't want to mess with the root. We'll make the outside look good. We'll cut the limbs. We'll make it look real nice. But it's the root. And even as a society, are afraid to get to the root of a situation, the root of a problem.
So and it's twofold. Like at this point, it's hard for me to do so. But when you're conditioned in such a way to not, because shut up, and in a certain way, like it's a part of you turn off. Like growing up, nobody ever understood like my point of view on anything. So I just wouldn't say anything because it's easier for people to just not understand me than to hear what I'm saying and then totally dismiss it.
Right.
Like I'd rather just not spend the energy and just keep what I got and just go on about my business than to explain my point of view and just be scoffed at for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, why be madder? I'll just keep it. I'm fine.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it right? Is it healthy? No. But at the end of the day, you just want to get through that day. But those days become weeks, months, and years.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're dysfunctional in the way you function.
Starts to spill over.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You carry it for so long that you don't even realize it anymore that, okay, I have this hidden within me, or this is certain things I don't talk about because it's like I'm invisible. I go unheard. No one cares to understand. And so I've been carrying it for so long that it comes to a point you don't even realize all that you carry. Right? As a man, you're taught that you gotta carry the load, you gotta be the leader, you gotta be the protector, you gotta be the provider, you gotta be the priest of your home, all these different things. And so after a while, you don't realize really how much stuff you carrying around on your back, and it's like it plays a part in how you lead. It weighs in on how you are towards your spouse. It's a weight that is on you that you just taught that just carry it. I'm a man. I'm supposed to carry it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Internal. I'm supposed to carry this, and it affects how you father your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It affects relationships. It affects business relationship. Whatever you have going on, it has a way of affecting those different connections. But how do you get past that? We have to normalize that. We have to begin to say, you know what, yo, it's all right to talk about those things, and that's part of why we created this, podcast, to be able to just talk. It don't
That's
have
what
to
I was
make
getting at. That's how you get past it.
Yeah.
The whole reason this is up is because of lack of outlets. That's how you get past it.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody watch and be like, I feel what they're saying.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of all of this.
Wow, man.
That's the whole point of all of this.
Yeah. Wow. And that's
because,
why
your feelings matter. They, contrary to popular beliefs and tales, they do.
Yeah.
Like Creflo Dollar used to say at the end of all of his TV messages was, in all you're getting, get an understanding.
Yeah.
They ain't say agree. They ain't say follow. They ain't say none of that. Just understand.
Woo.
Get the point of view.
There's a strong difference between agreeing and getting an understanding.
Absolutely.
And a lot of time we feel like, I don't. It's hard for me to understand because I don't agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people just want to be understood, man. You ain't got to agree. We can agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you understand?
Just understand.
Yeah.
Listen to understand. Don't listen to respond.
Mm.
That's our problem, man.
People just listen and just formulating the response without even hearing the other person out. What good does that do?
Wow.
Yeah.
What good does that do? Men and women, what good does that do?
Everyone's fighting to be right.
People want to be right regardless of if they're correct or not.
That's crazy that you just said that. I just thought about. I was like, wait, what? Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you want to be? Yeah.
They want to be right. They want to win the argument.
Yeah.
Regardless of if they're actually correct or not.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Wow, man.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I mean, I don't understand. And this is my personal point of view, like the whole arguing situation or the whole arguing dynamic, like going back and forth with somebody, you're yelling, she's yelling, or you're yelling and somebody else is yelling, and you're just trying to make a point, or, it's like, well, what's the point? Like, are you trying to have you ultimately want them to understand your point of view, which is perfectly fine, but you don't have to yell in order to do that. And just go back and forth about it. I mean, and so that's why, to me, I don't know, sometimes arguing, it just in general, to me, is just an odd human thing that we do. I'm just like, I really don't understand it. Like, for instance, I play a lot of basketball. Sometimes there's something happen and two guys go at it from the opposite team, and
that ain't no foul.
Keep going at it. I'm like, look, you're either gonna shoot the ball, which doesn't necessarily resolve the issue, but I'm like, how about we just keep playing? Like,
let's keep it going. You're gonna end the game.
Yeah.
But this
we're
1 minute.
We're gonna keep playing anyway.
You know what, dude? You're playing a game. And in a lot of cases at the park, you're playing a series of games.
Yeah.
You're willing to throw away a game and a series of games. You're willing to end the day for one call.
Yep.
Look at how much we're willing to throw away to be right on one thing. How stupid is that? And we've all been that stupid.
In the grand scheme of marriage, well, for this context, in the grand scheme of
Back to marriage. We got to be. I got to win this argument for what?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm right. And
then you've been mad. Let's say you and your spouse is upset with each other, and y'all barely talk for some days. And it done went on so long, you done forgot why y'all was upset in the first place.
it don't even matter then. This is just a war of attrition at that point.
Exactly. So we wasted time. Time is extremely valuable, and we wasted time with each other because we was upset over something that didn't mean.
At the end of the day, didn't mean anything.
Right.
But we had to be right.
Yeah. Well, and I guess for me, it goes to to me, this takes somewhat of a dark turn. So, but like let's say during that time you and your spouse are arguing, and I don't know, something happens. Like, they get into a really bad car accident, and now you're sitting there at the hospital bed next to this person, like, oh man, I wish we didn't do that. And I'm like, then why? It's like, then why war with each other in the first place? Why?
Here's why.
Things.
I got you. Here's why. Because there are people who've never experienced that and don't have an appreciation for it. Like for me, like my dad died when I was 11. I was mad at every kid that had their father still. But my dad's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, even now, like if I go to calls and like these kids like, oh, I hate my parents. I'm like, listen, you still got them. Mm-hmm. If I want to talk to mine, I got to go down to Beaufort and talk to a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all about perspective and what you've lived. If you've not experienced such things,
that's good.
You won't totally get it. And especially in this society, we don't even care to understand. So once again, that understanding thing. So if we have not experienced it and we don't care to understand, we have no perspective. We don't care.
Nope.
That's why.
Right.
We can't see beyond our noses. It's sad.
Trap.
We're stupid.
I mean, he's right. I mean, a person is smart, but people as a whole,
are stupid.
Yeah. We're trapped, man.
Yeah,
trapped.
Yeah, and I mean, like, one thing I had to understand, like when my dad, my mom passed away when I was 19, back in 2009, 2010. But that man lost his wife.
Yeah,
the person he spent the last 20 some odd years with, gone.
Yeah.
And and then can you imagine like the stuff that my dad was going through? Like, one, all the what starts to replay is all the arguments you had. Was it actually worth it? The petty stuff that you did to each other, was it actually worth it? Because we could have been filling that time with other experiences, or going out on a date or something. But and yeah, it's just. And then when you get mad and upset and start arguing with each other and going back and forth and whatnot, you just start doing things that are, one, out of character, two, that don't make sense, three, could possibly hurt you physically or financially or mentally or psychologically, and and then your spouse is sitting there having to repair the damage that was caused either by the other spouse, and expect you to be okay with that and move on. And it just becomes.
You know where that stems from? You know where that stems from? We already talked about it, not being able to process things.
Trap.
So for a lot of us men, we end up acting out and doing like all this nonsense because we haven't processed these things. For whatever reason, extrinsic or intrinsic, we have not processed these things.
Overload, overweight, no outlet. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
Nothing. And then that's when all the drugs come into play.
I gotta find an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
and we don't spend enough time developing healthy outlets.
Come on.
We don't. We absolutely do not.
Right.
There are no healthy out. If you're and I'm not making this man versus woman because it's not like we're talking to people. But for this particular point, I'm talking about the man. If a man isn't allowed to feel, that frustration goes somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where things get dark. That's where things get dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, oh yeah, you know what? That reminds me, Don. You said you were married for 9 years. I'm like, oh, one year per kid. Yeah, cool. I meant to say that a long time ago, but your little one coming in there just made me bring that back. I was like, I'm not taking this joke home.
Wow, man. Finding healthy outlets.
Yes. Yes. Like how many times have you heard like a woman going off for whatever reason, like, oh, this don't bother, she's being emotional. And it's cool. We start acting like that. And it's like, call the cops. You know how I know? Because I've been called.
Call the cops. Somebody better call somebody.
Yeah. And you know, we're not allowed to be mad. I'm too big to be mad at people. People get scared. I'm like, this big dude here, I don't know what he's gonna do. But it don't even become about the catalyst that made me mad. It's just, oh, he's mad, he's out of control. Like,
so it's almost like we have to become robots.
In a way, oddly enough, and sadly enough, in a way.
So how can we ever show
In a
up?
way.
How can we ever be present?
Break that.
Come on.
Break it. Like, don't cope with it. Break it. Everybody has feelings. Like, I swear I wish I didn't want them, but I got them. Break that. That's what this StreamYard thing is for.
Well,
break that.
Also,
like, listen, like, how often can you speak openly? Honestly.
Right. Well, we can't even do that in our society now.
Yeah, I'm a cop. I can't talk to nobody. I'm a black cop. Everybody hates me. So I get it. Like, so StreamYard, I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Yeah. Well, and then, one thing I wanted to touch on was I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And, us being human, and of course in the Bible it says that we were made in God's image. And if we have emotions, you can only imagine.
I'll be right back. I got to do. I'll be right back.
All right. You can only imagine the emotions that Jesus had.
Yeah.
On top of being able to do any and everything he wanted. Yeah. And knowing when things were going to happen and knowing what was going on and I mean, even he couldn't just haul off and do what he felt.
Can you imagine the amount of compassion, love and compassion that flowed from him, to sit at a table with somebody that's going to betray you.
Yeah.
To sit at a table with someone that is going to deny you. Okay. And someone that not just someone, I'm talking somebody that you brought into your house. Let's bring it to 21st century. This is someone you brought into your house. This is someone that was on hard times, let's just say. And you brought them into your home, around your family, and you made sure that they had meals, you made sure that they had clothes, you made sure they were well taken care of, and then the first chance they get, they were able to deny you, reject you, act as if you were nothing to them. And can you imagine that? It's a different type of love. It's that unconditional love that he's able to like literally say, I know you about to do to me, but I love you enough.
Right.
I love you enough to rebuke you. I love you enough to correct you. Like I love you for real, for real. And I think that, that's kind of what we need more of, man. We need more love. We need more compassion. And if we have that, it forces us to be more patient.
Yes.
More patient with our spouses, more patient with our family members, more patient with just people, everyday people that we interact with. Be more patient with love and compassion.
Yeah. And earlier in the stream, we were talking about, essentially everything that a man is juggling as well. And, the other thing is you also have to consider what she's juggling too.
Right.
And that's where both parties have to have understanding. And there's going to be some give and take. And, and honestly, they say, yeah, you have to give 50-50. Well, it's like, no, technically, both parties have to give 100.
Yeah.
You give you 100% of yourself to this person, they give 100% of themselves to you, but then also knowing when to walk the tightrope. Maybe they're feeling a certain way today, or also recognizing when maybe they need, a hug or just your presence, just sitting next to them and things like that. Like I remember I took one of those tests. I forgot, I don't remember it. I don't think it was like a Facebook test, but it was like one of those tests where you understand each other's love language, where you find out what your love language, was. And, understanding that of, your spouse and what their love language is, and learning how to speak that language to them. And also you're teaching somebody how to love you, but also they're teaching you how to love them. So it's a constant back and forth that you have, that push pull, that yin yang and give and take, that, you're just always learning. And the same person like me and my wife, the person that I married in 2014 is not the same person that I'm married to today. And learning how she's shifting into who she is now, and and just learning who she is now, and just finding that out. I mean, and understanding that person marriage is so all encompassing, to a point to where I remember you said in one of your sermons before, or one of the Bible verses that says, love your wife as Christ loved the church. And even when you start looking at that dynamic, same, practically the same thing there. The Christian that you were when you first got saved is not the Christian that you are now, because the issues that you deal with then are not the same that you deal with now. And just all of it. Like the only person that's the same yesterday, today, and forever is God.
Yeah, absolutely. And we speak, let's say if I speak English and my wife speaks Spanish, okay? I don't know no Spanish. All I know is the simple stuff, okay? All right. And so we're trying to grow, we're trying to make this thing work, we're trying to evolve, but we speak in two different languages. And the problem that we have now is no one wants to take the time to learn someone else's language. Let me learn, like that's where the 5 love language come in at. Let me learn your language so that I can make sure that your love tank is full, versus it. And I'm trying to figure out why you coming at me the way you are, why we lashing out, why we having all these arguments and disagreements. It's because someone's love tank is either halfway or is at the bottom of the the barrel. So we're gonna have to readjust some things. And I think even not just from a marriage perspective, but in society at large, being able to understand, like we were talking about earlier, being able to understand others, whether we agree or not. I can still have a level of understanding, and that's what it boils down to. We need to be able to speak We need to be able to come down a little bit and go into other people's world and kind of see, okay, this is, you live like this. This is how you guys handle this, that, and the third. I love worldview. So I love being able to talk to people from different parts of the world and kind of see how they live, kind of see where they come from, kind of see their background, kind of see, we have running water. How's the water situation where you from? Different questions like that, because I can just go in my kitchen and turn on the water. I can just go in my bathroom and turn on the water. Other people have to journey just to bring water back home to their families and to their home. So, you begin to understand why people do what they do, why they respond the way they respond, why they react the way they react. And I think if we slow down long enough, like I said, if we have love, if we have compassion, it forces us to be a little bit more patient. And with that comes a level of understanding.
Right.
We begin to understand a person. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm back. Had to help put up some groceries and start a load of laundry and stuff like that. Everybody just came back.
All good. All good.
Yeah, so I believe that, again, it goes back to just showing forth that love, that compassion, and then it opens up automatically a level of understanding, and so speaking other people's languages, man, and a lot of times if we're not interested in a topic, or if we're not interested in something that's going on in someone else's life, we don't investigate it, we don't research it, we don't care to talk about it. But how can we grow? How can you mature as an individual? I'm not even talking on a Christian standpoint. As an individual, as a person in society, how can you grow? How can you evolve if you never ask questions that possibly doesn't interest you?
Right.
How would you know that it's of interest if you don't ask questions?
You wouldn't.
No.
You would.
And learning and growth, learning in itself, whether you're learning a new subject, whether you're learning something different, it's a journey. It's a journey that you take on, and that's how you grow. That's how you evolve. But it requires work. It requires work, and that's what we tend to run away from. That's why marriages are where they are. That's why marriage is what it is because we don't want to work. We don't want to do the work.
We weren't taught the value of.
Yeah.
If you notice, if you go down generation to generation to generation, the value of a hard-earned dollar is dropped.
Yeah.
From the people laying the railroad track, the coal miners, those days are long past. We too good for that now, apparently. Now we live in the days of government handouts. We haven't earned a thing. But we take that same mentality into our marriages. Then utter chaos. And we procreate. Utter chaos. There's no value. The value system has greatly diminished. We have no value. We have no morals. We have no values. We have no standards. It's gimme now.
Yeah. Our society is wired like that right now. Like, I mean, what? We don't even want to drive to go pick up our own food. Groceries. Like, now that's the one that irks me the most. Like,
there are people paying mortgages off of DoorDash, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so crazy that, like, grocery shopping, like, to me, I can never order, and this is side tangent here, but I can never order my groceries off an app and then just go pick it up, because for me, it's not always the same.
No.
I might walk through the aisle and see something that I might want to make differently or something.
I didn't want that orange. I wanted the fresh looking orange.
Yeah,
This one's bruised.
Yeah, are you gonna trust Walmart to pick your fruits for you?
And Walmart ain't got good fruit to begin with.
Got that right. I'm trying to tell you. Better go to Publix.
They'll be sad.
Yeah,
Their fruits be sad.
And then all the service fees and stuff that you got to pay for. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll go get them.
Like, no, I'll go get them. Like, I hate going into Walmart. I hate it.
Oh, you
cannot
stand that Walmart here in Huntersville. I live really close to it, but I will drive 5 minutes out the way to Publix, Food Lion, Harris Teeter.
Dude, the quality of life inside of Publix, people smiling, they blowing up balloons for kids,
giving out free cookies.
People pick off the shelves they intend to pay for. It's amazing.
You're right.
Right. Oh man, Publix is expensive. Publix is good. The clientele's good. I'm not worried about no seedy human being.
So that I love that. That brings me to a question. What's your favorite I don't know if you're into it, but if you are, what's your favorite fast food restaurant?
If I had to pick a favorite fast food, probably something from Zaxby's. Yeah, something from Zaxby's probably.
Yeah, I think mine would probably be, man, that's a tough one, man.
It is a tough one.
I'm gonna have to say Chick-fil-A.
So I've got a controversial one. Mine's Taco Bell.
Come on, man.
Well, okay, but look at it. Look here. Hear me out.
How do I leave?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's be honest about it. Which one's the most healthiest?
So not no Taco Bell.
Why not?
Man, no.
It cleans your colon. I want to get my colon clean.
But I'm
that's all it do. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but think about it. Think about it. Like I said, hear me out. All it is meat, vegetables, and cheese.
Man, listen.
Yeah, and tablets of turns.
That's all it is.
It's also in a Taco Bell setting.
Look, you know what? Go ahead. I'm gonna find it.
Let me tell this to you. Have you ever been in these kitchens?
Yes, I Taco Bell was my first job.
Oh, so you biased toward it?
I'm not biased. You know what? Here.
Yeah, you don't have to prove this to me. I need to see what you're talking about.
What are we proving? There's nothing that can be proven to me. Like, no.
I need to see what you're talking about, man, because
there's no way you can convince me of Taco. No.
This dude said Taco Bell.
Yo, I'm telling you, for me, it's some point.
Look, man, it's your favorite. It can be your favorite.
Yeah, man.
It can be your favorite, man. We not here. We here to get an understanding.
That's it. That's all we trying to do. We trying to practice what we were talking about this whole ride.
Yeah, we here to get an understanding. We not gonna crush. We're not gonna crush you.
We might disagree, but you know we
might disagree, but we gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna crush you. What are we doing here? What am I looking at?
Hold on.
He about to type in something about Taco Bell, and I'm trying to see what this thing going. It ain't going.
Yeah, if we listen, there's nothing he's gonna convince me with. Like, I've been in those kitchens. The alarms went off, and I had to clear the buildings. I've been in those kitchens. You're not convincing me of nothing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's not as bad as you think.
Or
here it is.
It is.
There it is. All right. Let's see. Nah, we got to check the source.
This is one that I've seen. This is the most recent one that I've seen, but there's plenty others over time where you start looking at it and it's like, oh, okay. Like so they have like this fresco option where they just add like sour cream and tomatoes, which I don't really care for, but essentially it's not as fatty. It's not fried, well, except for the chalupa. That's about it. But and maybe the chips. But yeah, it's not. If you take all the
and
other
maybe
ones
the
as a
napkins.
whole, if you take all the other ones as a whole, Taco Bell is one of the freshest, as well as the
What are we
healthiest.
doing?
I'm
We've
just saying.
gone off the rails.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. We ain't gonna knock your favorite, bro. I mean, that's your
Dude,
favorite.
Hey, you know what? You set it up. You set it up. Like, man, I got a controversial one. I don't know what y'all gonna be. It's gonna be in. I don't know, Taco Bell.
No, because I've talked to a lot of people, and Taco Bell has always been my favorite. I don't go to it often, but if I have to pick one, it's like, all right, for fast food, yeah, I'm gonna go grab this Taco Bell. It's nice, it's not heavy.
Long as it can be your favorite, man. So good.
You say what time?
I said, long as it sit right with your stomach, that's all that matters.
Oh yeah.
That thing runs.
He's had years of practice.
What you say?
He's had years of practice. He used to work there. So
whatever. See? Look at that. Somebody else who likes Taco Bell.
Well, then that lets me know not to listen to her points of view.
Wait, but we also got a question. And I do not order my groceries. I just buy people who do order the groceries. So her question is, I got a question. Do men supposed to cook in marriages, or did most skip learning that?
I want to answer that. The only reason that anyone knows that my stove works is because I turn it on.
Well, I can't say they're supposed to cook. It's whether they have that talent or not, or if they're learning it.
Talent and desire. I don't associate that with gender.
I don't have the talent to cook or the desire to cook. But
I mean, judging from the question, you obviously don't.
Exactly. Disrespect. See, we just was talking about marriage. You see what I'm saying? We just was talking about getting into it for some days, but I feel something. Me and her will have a private conversation after this is over.
So you know what's awesome? You say you don't like to cook, but you sitting here getting cooked.
Right. Yeah, I mean, personally, I like to cook. I like it's to me, it's art, and that's kind of what it is for me. And I like a lot of different foods. So for me, I do like to cook, and it's just not going to appear in the kitchen for me. So if I'm going to want to taste it, I got to make it myself. So
yeah, so like I've always cooked. My mom taught me how to cook, and I always loved to cook. So she'll tell you that ever since I was maybe 3-4 years old, whenever she was cooking, I would just come like into the kitchen and just sit on the floor and just watch. That's just something I always did, and I love to cook.
Yeah.
Like, mom, like if you not chewing something, she gonna fix that right away.
You want chewing something before you leave. I tell you that. That's a fact.
We need to go do this live. You're not against that. I'm not against that. You still getting cooked, my man. I don't know what's going on.
I'm telling you.
Hey man, I want you. Hey Ty, I want you right now to talk about your feelings about that, because we not squashing your feelings.
No.
Where is the understanding?
Yeah, let's help me understand why your wife is cooking you so bad.
Underlying stuff. I'm trying to tell you. Talking something, it's all love, girl. Bye.
No. So that's all right. So I'm gonna take the heat off Ty for a minute.
Yeah, do that, please.
Well, right, just said like, no, she was flaming you. No, it's all love. No. Don't backtrack now. No. Don't backpedal. There's a wall behind you. Gonna hit it and hurt yourself. No, don't do that. No. She meant all that.
Oh, that's big.
She meant all that. Ain't no wife gonna throw no shots at you and be like, "No, I ain't mean it." No, you meant it.
Yep.
You say whatever you want, and then you put LOL behind it, and it's just like, oh, that's fine.
Oh yeah, it softens the blow. Nope, you're not doing that. Don't be cheating like that. Nope. Say it with your chest. Like, no, say what you mean.
Hey, but you know what? Don't see you make a mean. What's that thing you made that time I was at your house?
You talking about that beef stew thing, that pot roast? Yeah.
Say something, boy. That thing make you smack yourself.
Hey, so your wife just said true that. See, when you catch the devil in their lies, when you catch the thief, you get back sevenfold.
Yeah.
Sevenfold.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that's just I just like cooking. And yeah, you ate it up. Yeah, I need
what
to
you talking about, man?
More of that.
Man,
I need to get some more. I need to get some more pot roast, man.
You gotta put no salt, no pepper. You gotta add nothing to it.
But that's a man thing too, you know. Like men who love to cook, man. If I put something on the table and you have to add something to it, I feel it's a failure. But that's just me. That's people. Some people just like adding stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some people just do. And to me, I'm like, dang, I messed it up.
Yeah. Wow. So that's cool though, man. That's cool. You feel like if you gotta add something to it, you know, something off. So I think that's
But I mean, that's just me though.
My wife had to tell me that because, like, you know, down in the country, they'll put like, you know, you cook something down there, or whatever, and if you put some, and I'm known for putting, I don't know, some weird. I have an array of sauces in my cabinet, and sometimes I just like the flavor of the sauce, and you know, it really doesn't matter. You could put eggs up there. I was gonna put it on it. I mean, not necessarily that, but I just like the taste. And my wife said, my wife has had to stop me. She's like, Dom, don't you do that. Don't do that. Like, she had to stop me plenty of times because she's like, nope, you do that, everybody gonna be talking about you. I'm like, all right, cool, okay, just to save your face. All right, cool, I won't do it.
That's crazy.
I mean, you're talking to a guy who keeps like 80 or so hot sauces on his rack in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. So I do understand the sauce thing. Well,
there's a certain dishes like fried chicken. Okay, fine, put whatever sauce you want.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of an individual experience, you know. Yeah. Some people use ketchup. Some people like different hot sauces. I experiment with hot sauce comes chicken. Well, I air fry mine, but yeah, fried chicken, yeah.
Yeah. But there's other ones like you know, if somebody made ribs, you're not gonna go if they went through the trouble of putting their own barbecue sauce on it. You cannot go and come behind them and put sweet baby.
You can't do it. Can't do it. That's wildly disrespectful, and you are barred from any other get together. No, you can't do it. No, absolutely not.
Same sauce that person bases those ribs with.
Yeah, like if they have some of it set aside, and you're like, hey man, I want some more of this. Yeah. Cool, you good. But if you pull out some sweet baby Ray there, you might get slapped.
I'm gonna tell you what's disrespectful. I'm gonna tell you what's disrespectful. Ketchup grits.
Ew.
You never seen anybody put ketchup on their grits?
I did as a kid. Oh, I did that as a child. I did. Mm-hmm. Oh, I have no idea where I got it from. I thought you were about to say ketchup on steak, but
disrespectful.
That's wildly disrespectful. Get out.
No. It's not disrespectful. It's just childish.
It is childish. It is childish.
What are you for? Like,
yeah, like get a hamburger, dude.
Do y'all feel like steak, if it's great steak, you shouldn't have to put no sauce on it? No A1, no whatever.
Yes.
It's a gray area.
Yes.
Some people like the taste of whatever.
Yes. Ain't no gray. Ain't no gray. Ain't no gray.
If I put a
Black
lot
is
of
my
work
curtain.
into it,
This dude
look,
crazy.
if I put a lot of work into it, no. But if it's I'm just heating it up or something or whatever, like so I sous vide my steaks. I put them in a water bath for X amount of time to make sure it's cooked to the perfect temperature. I take it out, sear it on both sides. It really doesn't take too much. So it's like if I don't have any seasoning on it or not enough seasoning, hey, fine, go ahead. But if I'm meticulously crafting the crust that's supposed to be on it,
You got to have that crust.
Yeah.
You gotta have a crust.
Hey man, let's address this. What is this? Why? How is steak nasty?
Dog. Block her. Like, can we block? Yo, get her.
Disrespectful.
Dude, I wish I had something to throw.
Wait. No. Okay, now here's a question. How do you guys eat your steak?
What you mean, like well done?
Medium.
Yeah.
Medium rare.
I'm well done, man.
Well,
I can't do.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm
I
leaving.
Can't do no paint, man. I can't do
I'm
no.
leaving. I'm leaving.
So
I'm leaving. Get a burger then.
I used to have mine well done, but it wasn't until I learned like actual like how steak is supposed to taste, and that's why I started having it medium well. And when you do that, man, it'll change your life.
I got something for you. Hold on. I got something for you. It's we all black, right?
Right.
Well, I'm 37%.
All raised to believe. We were all raised to believe that well done steak is the way. It wasn't until we got around some people who didn't look like us that ate some of the bloodiest steak, and we're like, "What are you doing?" And like, no, this is how you eat a steak. Let me see. And when they say the steak melts, it does.
Yeah.
But I'm
so
good.
Now
I don't need no melting in my nose. I don't need that, man.
You say that because you ain't have it.
Yeah. You know what?
You say that. You say that because you ain't have. You've been eating
blood moving around in your mouth. You crazy? I can't do no.
It's not even blood. Honestly, it's not even blood.
No, it's not blood.
It
may be red, but it's not blood. I guarantee.
I'm not eating nothing pink, man. I'm not eating no steak pink up, man. It be no. Hey,
see,
y'all ain't got to agree. Y'all got to understand. You see what I'm saying? What I explained was your exact situation. We not exposed to things that's I will never have a well done steak again. Ever.
Yeah,
I can have a hamburger. I can go to McDonald's and get a pound.
Yeah, I can't do well done anymore. I just
a well done steak is a waste of everyone's time.
What?
Yeah,
100%.
You don't get all the flavor, man.
I'm telling you, Ty, I will buy you one. I will buy you one. Flavor? What flavor is in a shoe?
What you mean? Wait. No. I've had well done steak that wasn't like. I mean, it was nice.
Well,
it was right.
Okay, Ty, have you ever?
That's an oxymoron.
It depends on who do it. It depends on how they do it.
Like a shoe is a shoe. Well, you eating a Stacey Adams? What are you talking about? It depends on who do it. It's a shoe.
A Stacey Adams.
Wow.
Steve Madden.
You going to pay less to get his steaks?
Well, no. Well, here's the other thing. Ty, have you ever had a Wagyu steak before?
A what now?
A Wagyu steak.
Wagyu.
I ain't never heard of that.
You know what? Hey, we gotta take him and let's meet. We gotta take him to one of those Korean spots where they have the Wagyu steaks, so it don't cost us a whole bunch of money. We gotta
when they the ones that they let you cook it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried.
Mm-hmm. Wagyu steak is mostly fat, but fat is flavor with steak. And when I tell you this melts in your mouth, it melts in your mouth.
Sound like
it is like so Wagyu steak A5 top notch meat. Like it's top notch. So you get that well done, you will have everyone trying to shoot you. Yeah. Myself included. I got so much respect for you and love for you, but I will shoot you down.
Dang. I'm gonna try it now. Like I said, I'll try it now.
Yeah.
I ain't
We're
gonna.
gonna have to blindfold. Hey, Don, we're gonna have to blindfold him.
Yeah, we got you. Don't worry about it. We got you.
I try it. I try it.
And
I don't go. I don't go above
for
medium.
everybody to see too.
I don't go above medium. I prefer medium rare.
It depends.
Well, hold on. What do you mean it depends, Dom?
It just depends. It depends on the dish. I'm okay with medium rare. It just depends on the cut of steak.
The cut of steak absolutely does matter.
Or even and to what gets you comfortable with that, I've had like ahi tuna, where they only sear the outside and the inside is still pink for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's really good. It's really, really good.
No, I'm good.
No, it's that mentality that we grow up with, and you know, our friend Ty here, you know, he's still in it. We understand. We understand.
Yeah.
Hey man, we Creflo dollaring you. We understand, man. We got that understanding.
Hey, didn't you go to Korea? You went to Korea 2 years?
1 year, but yes.
1 year. That's what you was eating over there?
Not necessarily. Like I was exposed to the steak being cooked correctly before that, but yeah, I was in Korea for a year, and then gone to the Korean barbecue where they serve like you have like all these choices of meats that you pick up raw, and like each table has its own little grill.
Yeah,
and you cook it yourself. It's thin enough to where it like cooks within a couple minutes.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I
over there they call them beef and leaf.
Okay,
I need that right now. Yeah, Korean. Oh my gosh, I need some Korean food right now.
And they got a Korean barbecue spot at I never been. I just passed by it in Charlotte.
It's 2 of them.
I've not been to a Korean spot in the United States.
What? All right, Guys Day. That's it.
So I can't compare.
Guys Day. Enough said. That you know what we've been talking about an outing for the guys at church to get on to. That's gonna be the first one. We're gonna go eat some Korean barbecue. Experience something outside the norm.
100%. And those places are so cool. It's like, I mean, it's at your own pace. You know, like, oh, you feel like eating that? Go grab it. The grill is at your table. Like it can't get no more fresh than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I got a house full of hungry people. I still got to go get food. Speaking of food, I'm hungry. This has been another episode of Men's Power Hour from Resemble Church. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. I hope you guys get as much out of it as we do. This is, like I said, this is not scripted. We're talking through our issues. We're talking through the topics that come to our head, and we come to revelations at the same time you guys watch it. So
that's it.
Any final thoughts?
Yep. Huh?
Any final thoughts?
Oh no, I'm good. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Appreciate it. See you next time.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, please, people. We had quite a few people join in today. We want to continue this. We will give you guys prior notice. Pastor said he wants to do this at least once a month. So once we lock down the schedule, we'll put it out there for you guys. And yeah, Carrington, you got anything?
Medium to medium rare.
Dude, it's a trip, man. I can't.
Man.
I love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Love you too, man.
Easy.
All right.